Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Yash Markin and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to make complete a Threads application made by Meta, right? So without any further ado, I'll just show you images of the project that we are making. All right. So first things first, open browser and go to Mobbin. We have a website known as mobbin.com where we can see all of the inspirations from our websites, applications, anything that you want. So I prefer this website a lot. So you can check it out as well. So here we have all of the applications and websites as well so that we can get some inspirations from them. All right. So let's just go to the Android and here I want to check it out threads. So let's just search. Okay, threads. Yeah, there it is. Threads. So this is the logo. And the best part about Mobbin is that we get all the complete flow images. For example, here you can see onboarding, home, search, activity, profile, settings, all of the screenshots we have so that we can make the complete application. So in this video, what we are going to do is that we are going to make the first flow, that is the onboarding flow. So we'll be making the splash screen, the login page, the pre-login page, then it will come the login, then these are the login flows, the animation, then this is the register info. So register we will do, and yeah, register flow is there, details we will enter, and contact. So accounts we'll pick. So right now, just the front end part we'll do, not any of the back end stuff. Okay. So this will do. And yeah, this is the home screen. After that, that we'll do in the part two of this series. This is the home screen. So in this video, we'll just do the onboarding process. So this series, what I'm focusing on is that I'll be doing the entire thing from scratch. Okay. So you can see how I take up any project and then design it from scratch. I don't have any assets. I don't have any images. I don't have any designs. Just these images from Mobile that we have to make. Great, right? So, first things first, let's just go to the Android Studio. So, I'll open my Android Studio and make a new project that we have to make. So, I haven't made a new project yet. So, let's just make that quickly, right? Uh, well done. So, we'll go to File, New Flutter project. This is the Flutter path. You can choose your own. Hit Next. Choose the project name. I'll see it as Threads project. Anything you can name it. And everything is fine. So just hit create. So what this will do is that it will make a Flutter project for us that we can work on. Isn't it amazing? So let's just close this and perfect. So I have my device selected. So let's just open iOS simulator, not emulator, simulator. Cool. So I have Arc, OBS, and Android Studio. Let me just minimize Android Studio here and make it like this and put the simulator here so we can see as well what is happening. It's detected, and let's just first run the project to see if the app works or not. All right, so it's building. Okay, so in the meanwhile, what we'll do, let's just create a project. So we have lib folder and main.dart. So I'll be explaining each and every part of the project, but it would be better like if you know the basics inside Flutter. Okay. So let's just remove these boilerplate comments that we have first. So I'll remove all these and delete the first home class. So now we don't have any my homepage class here. We'll make that. Don't worry. Okay. So we have this my app. Let's just change this to threads app. So app, threads app, and threads app. Perfect. The title will be threads. Oh, so as you can see, the app is made successfully and it is running fine. Error we got because I made some changes here, so I have to hot reload. So threads, yeah, that's it, I think. Let's hot restart. Okay, error we are getting here, so we have to make a class for the screen. Now, what we'll make? So let's just make the project structure first. Okay. So inside the lib, what I'll do is I'll create some directories like models. So inside this model, we'll make all of our important data structures, like structures we'll add here. It can be anything like user, chat, anything it can be. So we'll add that. And let's just go and create another for views. Inside here, we'll make all of our screens that we have. It will be onboarding, authentication, settings, tweets, not tweets. Yeah. Anyways, so lib folder, then another we'll make widgets, and we'll be having one manager. Okay, so manager, model, views, widgets. I think that would be it for now. So inside the views, let me just first make another folder, onboarding. And inside this onboarding, let me make okay, so we'll be having a splash screen first and then that. So let's just make folder wise only. So splash screen, it makes more sense. And splash screen, I'll make another for the pre-login screen, pre-login screen. Then we'll be having a login screen. Okay. Then we have more screen as well as we can see here. So we have splash screen. S- Splash is nothing but the logo. So here on opening the app, any application will see a splash screen. So it shows the company's logo and some a tagline. So we'll show a splash screen and we'll show a pre-login page where we have this image here and this login with Instagram. Then we'll have user to go here and enter their username and password. And this is a bottom sheet that is opening. They'll enter the Instagram details and then they can save password or not. Now this pop-up we'll make. And let's just go further. Okay. So this is all happening inside the pop-up and then they'll go further to the home screen. So this part is for the login flow. Now, what if it's a new user? So after this flow, if it is a new user, we need to show these things. Profile page, edit bio, and profile page again. So there are some settings, image upload we'll add here. Privacy they can choose, followers they can add, and how threads work. So basically, it will be static only content and how threads work here as well. So, okay, let's just start with the splash screen first. Yeah. So inside the splash screen, what I'll do is I'll create a Dart file known as splash screen. You guessed it. All right. Let's just import the material package. So here inside this material package, we have everything, buttons, text widget, everything is inside that package. So we'll import that. Then we'll create a stateful widget, or otherwise stateless, and then name it as splash screen. Great. So inside the splash screen, what I'll do is for now, just add a scaffold, body, center, child, text, and a text of splash screen. Okay, that will work. And let's just import this splash screen to our main.dart because we don't have my home page anymore. So we will be having a splash screen. I will just import. Okay, so okay, main.dart, and we'll just import it. Now we don't want the title, and that's it. So let's just hot restart. And as you can see, we have the splash screen up and running. All right. So now what we need to do, first things first, we'll remove this debug banner here. So inside main.dart, inside material app, we'll add a property known as debug show false and make it false. So the banner is not there anymore. Now we'll be having some images. So now for this project, what I'm thinking is that we can create manager for handling all the images. So inside the manager, we will be creating a folder known as asset manager. And inside this asset manager, we'll make a class, a Dart file for the assets. We guessed it. And this class will be asset. And yeah, here we'll be having image equals to image. Yep. Okay. And this will be a static. Then we'll make another class here, new image class. And this will be a class of image. And here we'll add all of the image. So static const string. And we'll create a logo. So this logo will be our threads or app logo equals to logo. And we'll create a root as well. So static const string root equals to, yeah, let's just make it small only because we are getting an error, not error, a warning. Okay, so we'll make it as a root and then we'll name it as our app logo.png. And here, what we'll be doing is that defining the root. So I'll be making a assets folder, and inside that we'll be having images, and then this is our root. Perfect. So now let's just make folder as well. So inside new, I'll create a folder assets. Inside the assets, I'll be making a directory for the images, and inside the images, we'll add the app logo. Great. Now let me just import the image class here. Like that, we have imported. Let me add this threads project to the dictionary so that we don't get a warning there as well. Yeah, I think mostly things are working. And let me just rename the classes assets. Now, why we are doing all this flow? I'll tell you why. Because, for example, here we need to add a logo. I'll add a image dot assets. Right now, if we don't use the asset manager, what will happen is we have to manually write the entire string. So assets, it will be, so we can't use const here. So let's just remove const first. Yeah. Assets, images, and then app logo dot png. Now, if in case any of your teammate by mistake change the name of app logo to, for example, Threads logo, then what will happen? Basically, your app won't work and you have to change this entire string everywhere in the entire app. This is the first reason of using the asset manager. Second is that if you use a asset manager like I'm doing right now, we'll import assets dot image dot and then we'll get all of the possible solutions that we can have. For example, app logo. So if I go in the image and we don't have to make it static. We don't have to make this one as well. Okay, this one will be static only. Yeah. Okay, so app logo. So now you can see that in the main, not in the main, in the splash screen. If I control space, I'll be having an auto complete for the app logo. So I can see like whatever images I have inside my folder, and we can manage all the assets in a better way, right? So I'll use the app logo and it works just perfectly fine. Perfect. So right now we don't have a asset for the app logo.png file that we'll add here inside the images. So how do we get that? So let's just go, and here is the image. So what I'll do is I will search for meta logo threads color. Right. And I'll search for something like this. Right. So let's just copy the image and go to the image, and I can't paste it directly, so I have to download it. So let me just download save image as, okay, and let's just say it's app logo.png. Great. Right now it's installed in my desktop. So let me create another one, go there, threads downloads, and I have this app logo. Let me just copy that, open up Android Studio and paste the images, something like that. Okay, so I think it added all those other files as well. So we have the app logo now in our project, right? Now, if I hot restart, what will happen is that it still doesn't work. Why is that? It still isn't not working because it's saying unable to load asset. So by default, Flutter can't load assets automatically from the directory that we are specifying. We have to load it like manually. We have to tell Flutter that you have access to these folders and you can take assets from them easily. So how do we do that? Just go to the pubspec.yaml, scroll down a bit, and after this uses material design, click enter and add the assets dash and name your folder path. So assets, images, and a dash. What this will do is that all the images inside the images folder will be stored inside Flutter so that Flutter can easily access those images with the directories mentioned here. And here is an example that you can see as well. So I'll just add that and make sure to run pub get as well after that. So dependencies are installed. Let me hot restart again and boom. Now we have the logo. So let me just close this. We have splash screen, app logo. It's working fine. Problem number one. Let's just go to the arc. I'll close this. This is the splash screen. Size. Size right now it's like too big and we have to make it smaller, right? How do we make it? Just add a size, not size, width, and we'll add a width of let's say 100. Uh, yeah, 100 or 90 something. Yeah, it works. Definitely it works. Okay, so let me format the code. Now we want this from meta. How will we add this? So basically, there are two ways to do this. First is that I can make column. I can add the widget here in the bottom, but because of the spacing issue, I won't be able to do that. I'll show you how. So I'll minimize this thing, and here I'll add a column, children. I'll add the image, and I'll make another column, or actually, no need to use column now for this example. And I'll just create a text from, and I'll just add the image, for example, for now, meta. Right. What this is doing is that I have to make the image as center. So I'll wrap it with the center. And Then I can use a spacer here and a spacer here so that it works. But the problem here is that even if I add sized box at the end, height, I said 22. See, right now it's not centered properly because this from meta is taking the space in the stack, right? So it is not centered properly. To make it centered properly, what I have to do is I have to add a same amount of spacing above as well, right? Then only it will work. But we have the text here that we don't want. So first way is that I just can remove the text, and now everything works. But this is not at all the efficient way to do this. There will be a better way. So let's just find out what it is. I'll take this widget, and instead of using a column, we'll use a stack. So what basically stack will do is, right now if I use center in a stack, everything works, right? But if I want to add a text below that of from and a text meta, what it does is that it's not rendering in a vertical or horizontal layout. It's rendering on the X and Y axis. So it's laying here on top of each other. So I can wrap these widgets in a column. So they are from and meta, but I don't want them on the top left. I want it in the bottom. So how can I make that? I can wrap the column with the align widget, and I can set the alignment property as alignment dot bottom center. So it will come here, but still it's not coming because of one thing. The column by default takes the complete space, complete available space. So to reduce the space so that it will take the minimum space, we'll add a property known as main axis size and set it as minimum. After doing that, we have our from meta here, and the logo is also in the complete center of the screen. Great. Now this from meta, this is not looking right. So what I'll do is I'll add a sized box of height 22 just in case for remove this. Let's make it 26, and yeah, something like that will work. Definitely it will work. Great. So I will just add here. Now we don't want the meta text here. We want this logo. So let's just search meta Instagram logo. And let's just go in the images, and I'll get this image, which is good. So we'll get this image. I'll just copy the image, hit over to the remove.bg, and I will remove the background for this image. Great. So our background is removed. I will just copy the image, and I'll open crop image. So here I will just crop my image. So I have to download the image first. And here I'll select the image from desktop, threads download. And here we have this meta logo. I'll just open that, and I'll just crop it just here. Just the logo, nothing else we want, because the spacing in the app will not be proper if I don't do this cropping process, right? The spacing will never be proper. And we don't want that, do we? Perfect. So I'll just crop the image. It's cropping, and I'll download that. It's downloaded. Let's just go to the folder. So I'll open the Finder. Here we go. And we have this threads logo. I'll copy it. And inside the image, let's just paste it, meta logo. Perfect. So it's a meta logo and one app logo. Now inside the image, we'll add this meta logo as well. So I'll change this to meta logo and the name as well is meta logo dot png. And inside the splash screen, instead of using a text, we'll use image dot asset assets dot image dot meta logo, and I'll add a comma, and boom, we have our image. Now let's just add a width to it, and let's just assign it like 100 for now. Yeah, so I think it kind of works. Let's just see our screen here. Okay, so we definitely want some more spacing at the bottom, right? So I will assign some space here, like 56, 52, or let us say, or instead of assigning a space, I have a better idea. Here, instead of assigning bottom center, what we can do is assign from x axis 0 and for y axis 0.8, right? So basically, it's like 0, 0, minus 1 and 1 1, and based on that we are calculating what and all access the data we want. So 0 and 0.8, so from the x 0 and from the y 0.8 will be around here, and I think like it's fine, we can make it 0.85, and yeah, it's good. Another thing is that the from we have, I have to add some styling here. So textile, and so here style we'll add. So instead of style, what we can do is we can create a text theme, the uh, yeah, theme of context text theme, and then we can just add text theme, and let's just add body large. So yeah, I think it looks just fine from Meta. Great. So we have made our splash screen. Let's just quickly go to the next page we have, that is this. Now it won't go directly. We have to navigate after some a time limit. So let's just change from stateful, from stateless to stateful, and add a init state. And here let's just create future dot delayed. So we'll delay the future for duration and seconds. Let's just add 3 seconds. Will that work? And yeah, and let's just add the bracket. So on completing, what it will do is we will navigate. So navigator dot push and material page route, and here we'll create context and assign the page next page. So our next page is our pre-login screen, right? So it is our pre-login screen. So let's just say it's login only, right? So let's just remove the login. This is the login screen. And I'll create a new file, a new Dart file here, known as the login screen. So let's just create that. I'll import the material.dart, and I'll import the, not import, I'll create a stateless widget for now known as login screen. Yeah, that will work. Now I'll go back to the splash screen and I'll change the name here to login screen. Perfect. Yeah, great. And here let's just add const so the warning will be removed. No errors. Great. So now let's just go to the login screen and yeah. Okay. For now, let's just short restart to check if it works. So we are navigated to the splash screen. It will wait, and then we are navigated to the placeholder for now. So instead of this placeholder, let's just add a scaffold, and the scaffold will have this image, and this container. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's just add a extension known as color picker chrome extension. Anyone we can choose basically. Yeah, color picker, eyedrop picker, add extension. Because colors I want, like what colors they are using, we need to just check that. And I'll activate this color picker eyedropper extension. Right. I'll just activate it and let's check. So here inside the splash screen, it looks like a white background. But here, as I suspected, it is not white. It is like a dimish white, lightweight. So I'll copy the hex and let's just go and create a background color 0xFF, paste that. And in the body, for now, let's just create nothing. So no body. Here, yeah, that will work. Now, as I can see that we can't use column, we have to use stack here also because this image is overlapping with the portion of the status bar of the phone because it is overlapping on that and a time and the indications are on the sides of the image. So we'll be using stack for that. So let's just create a body, create a stack widget, children, and here we'll add our image first, and then we'll add our container for login. Right. So let's just work on this image part first. How will we do that? So I don't have the image for this thing, but let's check. So what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot, and I'm not sure if this is an effective way to do this, but because we don't have any other choice here, let's just go with this. Okay, so I'll just take this image and hit copy. Let's just go to the remove bg, our main site, upload the image, and basically get the image. Here, it's not removing the timing and the indications. So let's just erase it ourselves. So let's just reduce the thumb and like one drop, and this will remove that. Similarly, let's just remove this as well. So yeah, this makes it completely well. I'll download this image and let's download and mm, close. We're back. Now what I'll do is I'll open up the Finder, not this Finder, and copy this and paste it in the here and threads banner vertical. I'll name it as this. I'll copy the name. And here inside the image, you know what is the process, right? String, threads, banner, vertical equals to root, and that's it. It's banner. Now let's just go to the login screen and image.process, sorry, image.asset, and let's just import the image and yeah, thread spanner vertical, and yeah, image is added, but it's not correct, is it? No, it's not. So what we'll do is that we will be adding a width. Now here I can use media query.size.width so that it will take the complete width, but instead we'll be using a package for this. So head back to the pub.dev. Okay, go to the pub.dev, search for responsive sizer. Yeah, there it is, and copy that. Go to the PubSpec YAML and go up below Cupertino icons. We'll add here UI packages and this that, and I'll paste that UI packages and hit pubget. So using that, we can just use media query and other things also much more efficiently. So I have added the package. Now we just have to wrap this material app with the responsive sizer. So let's just go to the main dot, wrap the material app with the builder, paste the name, and this builder will take context orientation and the screen type. And I'll format the code once, and let's just import the responsive sizer. Now, the best part, I'll hot restart once. So the splash screen, and we'll go our main page. What it will do is here inside the login page, instead of using this width, what I'll do is I'll add the width, but instead of using media query, I'll add this dot w. So this dot w is an extension which is on the double and integer in Dart, and it is added by the responsive sizer package. So if I hot reload now, nothing will change. It's exactly the same thing. We are doing the 100% of the entire width of the screen. And okay, so it's much more better to do it this way than this that long line, right? Fit and then box fit we'll do as fit width because we want the width to be fit, right? So yeah, it I think it makes more sense to make it like that, and it looks good. Now we will just add our. We'll just close this. We'll just add this container. How do we make that? So for that, what I'll do is here inside the login screen, I'll create a folder for widgets. On this folder, we'll add all of the components that are used only by the login screen page and nobody else. So I'll just go to the widgets, new and new dart file. And this will be our login with Instagram component. So login with Instagram button. Okay. You know the drill. Import the material.dart and create a stateless widget and login with Instagram button. Make sense? Yeah. And here, what I will do is create a container. Now, it would be easier for us to design everything if it is a XD file, Figma file, or a sketch file. But right now, as it is just screenshots, it is a little bit difficult to know the radius, the coloring, the images. We have to do all of that manually, but that is the fun of coding, right? So let's just go to the container and I'll assign a width. And the width that I can see here is, I think, 90% will work. So 90.w and the height. So I'm not going to pass any height. The content, the image that we have, the icon will automatically adjust the button height. Padding we'll add for that. Awesome. So yeah, let's just first add a child. It will take a row of children, which will take a text that will be login with Instagram, and then it will be of main axis alignment as you know it, space evenly. Space evenly, not space evenly. I'm sorry, space between. Yeah, it happens. Space between. Okay. And then we'll add this logo of the Instagram. So we have a meta logo. We need now an Instagram logo. That's easy to find. So we'll go and search for some Instagram logo. And let's just go here. It's empty background, perfectly sized. Save image as. Instagram. It's a WebP file. Nope, can't use. Let's go to Flatican and search for okay, Instagram and how the icon looks. I'll check. Okay, so yeah, this will work. This is, I think, a little bit different than that, but I think it will work. Yeah, sure. So let's just use 128 pixels and let's just re-download. After downloading, let's just go back to the Finder, copy the name, and just add it to the assets images. Instagram equals it logo. Copy it, go to the asset. Okay, and let's just rename this to images also. It will make better sense to do that. And string. Next, what we have to do is that we have to make a threads app. Not threads, sorry, Instagram logo. Instagram logo. We'll create for the root. So root and then the space the image. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it does. So let's just go to the login page and add the image. Login with Instagram. Image dot asset and asset images and Instagram logo we want. I'll just add that. But right now, nothing is coming because we are not using this button anywhere in the login screen. So let's just use that, shall we? Uh, so yeah, sure, why not? And why am I getting an error? Okay, I should not. Okay, yeah, comma. So yeah, this works. So we'll be having an image and then we'll be having a button. I'll hot reload, log in Instagram, and that. Perfect. Next is what we have to do. Let's just use column. Yeah, column will work actually. There is no spacing. If I add a safe area, then only it will come. But default, it doesn't come. So we can directly use column also. Okay. So log in with Instagram and we have the logo. Let's just go there and do some editing and stuff. Okay. I'll close this and expand this bit. So I'll assign height. So height is important here. Height will be approximately like the say 56 pixels. And there's a little high. Let's go with 42. Yeah, I think that will work. Log in with Instagram. Okay, great. The width I can say around like 85% will work. And let's just say that the decoration it's of color white. So let's just add a color white. We don't have to add here specifically because I'll be using a decoration. So let's just create a box decoration, add the container, and let's just add a border radius, circular, and let's just make it 16, I guess. Make sense? Okay. Border dot all. Yeah. And colors. Now, which color of the border is this one? I guess colors dot black 45, maybe. Let's just first add some padding, but right now it's looking bad. It's really looking bad. So let's just add a padding as in set dot symmetrically. Horizontally, it will be around 16, and vertically, it will be a little bit more than that. So let's just say around 22 or 24. Yeah, 24 is a bit too high. Let's just go 22. Still, yeah, maybe. For now, also in the login screen, let's just use the widget expanded. and wrap it to the fonts, wrap it to the center. So it will take like approximate spacing. So yeah, okay, okay, all right. The vertical padding surely like you can decrease a bit. 16, like yeah, it looks good. 16 and 16. Yeah, I'd say. Great. We'll log in with Instagram and let's just change the style here. So style. Here also the login screen, what I did is I directly added the text theme, if I'm not wrong, here in the splash screen. Let's don't do that. Let's just create a variable text theme inside the build method. So final text theme equals to text theme. Okay. And text theme dot body large. Like that we'll do. So everywhere we'll do something like that. Okay. So login screen, build method, uh, not here. We'll do it here. And text theme dot bold. So body medium, I guess. Okay. Title medium. Yeah, this will work. Title medium. Otherwise, this increase the a little bit. Yeah, I think it works perfectly, just fine. And let's copy width and the font weight. W700 and let's just create and format the code a bit. Okay. Yeah, W600 makes sense. Okay, great. Great. And also here the border looks a little bit too darker side. So I'll use this 12 shade to make it a bit more. Yeah, 12 looks good. We can try with 26 as well. 26 also looks good, but I feel like 12 looks like better. A bit, I could say. But yeah, cool. So titles, small, yeah, medium is fine. Okay, so I guess our login page is also done. Done. So let's just add prompts here, and it's done. Yeah. So login screen, splash screen. Let's just create another screen known as. So this is not a screen actually. So on clicking, first let's add some inkwell on the button so that people will know like okay, uh, we, we on tapping something happens. So I'll change this container to ink and I'll wrap it around inkwell and on tap I will okay just make it like that. So yeah, I can click basically, but nothing will happen. So also the borders are not correct. So I'll add the same border radius that we have here, right? So that now it looks like, okay, fine. Like it's clickable and they can click it. I'm not sure like in the app, in the thread, I'm not sure like in the Threads app, if we can do this clickable, action is there or not, but it's fine. So cool. Now on clicking, what will happen? We will be getting a value change. No, not value change. We just call it as a function only. And this function can be empty as well. And on tab, and let's just pass on tab. Makes sense. This function, okay, I forgot this function brackets. Now inside the login screen, we want so const now we can't use, and now we will be needing on tab what will happen. Okay, so on tapping, we will open a bottom sheet. So show bottom sheet context, and it is a builder like 10, and color will be red. Okay, so this will look a little bit like that, I would say. Now the width will be obviously like 100 width, no, 100 width, or yeah, something like that. But it will be having its own. So here we have a padding of different, right? So let's just create a padding edge insects dot only, and for the top I'll make it 8, for the left and for the bottom I'll make it 16, and copy width. No, better to write here only. And symmetrically, it will be like that. So you just do one thing, add symmetric dot copy width horizontally, and let's make it 16. Correct. So 16, 8, yeah, correct. Makes sense. Instead of this red bar, I'll change the color to colors dot black 45, for example, and decoration, box decoration. Okay. It's been a while. I'll take a break. Okay, so it's about 1 hour. Bit tired actually. Okay, let's continue. So black 45, and yeah, so black only, but like a little bit more darker would be like great. So we'll just add border radius also, circular, and let's just make it 8, and yeah, something like that, but it's a bit more thicker. Oh, it's actually completely different what I'm building here. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, okay, so we'll do one thing. Let's wrap this container with stateful builder. Why? Because the I think it might refresh on its own, and we don't have to like change things every time. So, no, have to do it only. Okay, and let's just make it 80, And yep, yeah, something like that, but with much less weight would work. Yeah, definitely, but the height can be increased a bit. This will work. So this is our handle. So let's just create a fine here. Okay, for the login page, I will be. So we have these two flows, the first flow and the second flow, right? Inside this bottom sheet. So we'll be using like login screen. So inside login screen only, I'll create a new Dart file for the not Dart file. Will it be a Dart file? No. Let's just create a widgets folder inside the widgets. I'll create a Dart file for the uh, Instagram login bottom sheet. Makes sense. Let's just import material stateful Instagram login bottom sheet and freaking paste all of the contents and import the responsive sizer and use this class instead of this complete charade. Instagram bottom sheet. Great. Awesome. Now, what we need is a different Instagram logo. So, different Instagram logo and one form and from Meta, this Meta logo as well. Okay, so I'm wrapping up this video. So in next part, in the part two, which I will release maybe tomorrow. So in that part, what we will be doing is that contents of these bottom sheet, login flow, and this person details flow. Okay, this will take some time, but yeah, that's about it. See you in the next one. That's about it. What was that? I mean, like, what was that? Bye bye.